Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are working on a Easter wreath with this super fun mesh. I saw this, I don't know where I saw this. I saw this somewhere last year and I was like, I'm gonna get that, and then for whatever reason I didn't. And then I ordered it, but I ordered the pastel version because there's a real nice pastel version too. Anyway, when I ordered again, I made sure to get it. I'm gonna try something new today. I don't know how it's gonna work out. I've seen it done before. I assume it will work out because it works out for other people. So, yeah, this is a 10-yard roll of Deco mesh. It is cut into 6 20-inch pieces and 24 10-inch pieces. Y'all know that I am not good with the curls, but we're gonna try. I cut the 20-inch pieces. They're up here. Well, you can't see, they're up here. I cut those first because the ones closer to the cardboard tube are going to be tighter, and I figured those would be better to make my curls out of. So we're going to do 6 ruffles in the middle and 2 curls in every pipe cleaner on the outside. And this is wired like they always are, with one in the middle. This one's nowhere near the middle. One in the middle. Over. One in the middle of the inner 2 rings, and then 2 in the middle of the pimento pipe cleaner and the welds on the outer 2 rings. I need to make like a diagram of that. Okay, so let's get started. I think I'm going to start with the outside. I just pre-wired this because I was sitting in the back. Watching Netflix and doing stuff, and I was like, let me do this. I think I was eating dinner or something. Anyway, that's not important. So these are my 10-inch pieces. They're all over here too. They're all over here. These are the tighter ones. I'm just going to make sure that these are curled in nicely. I don't need them too terribly tight. And I'm going to put them together, make an X, put them in here with the cut side facing down. And I think this is going to work best if you have a mesh that is fuller coverage. Like this is not like something you could get away with a thin mesh, because I know that wouldn't work. Oh, it's all over the place too. We'll glue it later. Okay, so just curl them up evenly. I cut these so slowly because I was trying to make sure that they were even. So they should be pretty okay. This one looks like it's about the same size. So these are the cut edges. I'm going to put those down, cross them over, put them in here, and the green stripe is in the middle, so I know that's kind of where we're aiming for. I saw this technique. Actually, he did it a couple times. Damon Oates from Deco Exchange. He was doing this, and he only used 1 roll of mesh. And I was like, well, okay, that wreath looks pretty full with only 1 roll of mesh. And if I only used 1 roll of mesh, I could make twice the amount of wreath as I normally do. But I was like, nah, I don't know. And then I said, let me just try it. So we're trying it. And if it doesn't work, I have a backup plan. So I'm going to go around and add all these, and then I will add in my ruffles around the middle, and we'll see where we're at. I mean, so far, like this is giving me good coverage of these outer 2 rings. I think it'll be okay. It's just, I don't hate trying new techniques. I hate trying a technique and not knowing, like if I have to cut the whole roll up first, like if it's gonna work or not. But I guess if this doesn't work, I could cut the rest of the 20-inch pieces down into 10-inch pieces and then add another mesh and just do a bunch of curls. But I think this will work. I know if you are a Wreath person, you definitely know Damon from Deco Exchange. Interesting side note, how random is this? That Damon, who is very well known, has a very popular business, very popular group. You know, everybody knows who he is. He lives down the street from me. Like, and I'm not talking about he lives like a couple parishes over, like, he literally lives a spot that I pass every day, and his business is not much further than that. I remember watching him on YouTube, and I went to go pay my rent one day, and my landlord was like, "Hey, do you have it?" She was like wanted me to help her with her Christmas tree, and I was like, "Yeah." And she said, the husband, he said something about, "Do you you know those guys who have their they sell the wreath making stuff?" And I was like, "In New Orleans?" Because I knew Damon was from New Orleans. And he's like, "No." He's like, "They're down here." And I was like, "They're down here?" And then, like 3 days later, I am walking through Walmart, doing my grocery shopping, and I look over, and I see Damon. And I was like, "Well, that's weird." I said, "It's freezing cold and he's wearing flip-flops. I know that's him." So I went over there and I introduced myself because that's the kind of person I am. How weird is that, though? Like, you start doing something and then the person who, I think my glue pot is on. The person who, not like, oh, the person who does this, but like his business is in the city I live in. Yeah, I said that in somebody else's. I was watching somebody's live and she was talking about, she has an affiliate link with Deco Exchange, and she said something about the first time I met Damon, we were at one of the conventions, whatever. And I was like, I met him when I was grocery shopping the other day. And everybody was like, "You know him?" And I was like, "No, I don't know him, but I mean, I ran into him when we were fighting over a bag of pork chops." No, we weren't. I don't know what we were doing. I was like, this all happened in like the same week of me finding out the business was here, then finding out he lived here, and then actually running into him. So yeah, that was an interesting tangent, but he's been doing this on his lives. He streams to Facebook and YouTube at the same time. I don't think he reads the YouTube comments because he's always seems to be responding to things other people are saying, so he probably reads the Facebook comments where he's got more, more engagement. But I saw him do this and I was like, what is he doing? What's going on? And then after he showed the wreath, and I was like, wow, it's not 8 inches thick like all of my wreaths are. He only used one roll of mesh. It looks really good. Let me try. And it wasn't too bad to cut out. I mean, it was more cuts than usual, but we did it. So what are you guys up to? What do you guys do today? Today is I feel like, you know how March and April lasted forever? I feel like Christmas week has lasted forever because it is the 25th, 26th, 27th, 20, Monday. I think it's the 28th. I just went through and did a review of the 215 videos I posted. Y'all have seen that a long time ago by now by the time this video comes out, but 215 videos. I was like, wow, I need to, I was thinking all this year, I was like, I need to up my game for next year, but 215 videos? I mean, how many months worth of videos is that? Like 30, 30 days. 6, 7 months ago? I don't know, somewhere up in there. Yeah, so I did that this morning. Just a little kind of retrospective and review. And then I went to my mom's because it was her, she didn't go to work until 2 today. Tell me I don't have enough. Are you serious? I cut this so carefully. Wow. I guess we know where our bow is going. I am pissed off. Anyway, I had to go over there and fill her nails for her. That piece has got to be around here somewhere. Maybe I cut too many 20-inch pieces. Is this 6? Please let this be 7 so I can cut one of them down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I don't know what to do. Let us forge ahead. Anyway, I went to my mom's this morning and filled her nails. I'm sure I mentioned it before, but I used to do nails, and my mom has been having trouble with both of her thumbs. They broke, like one broke, the break is so bad, it's like, it's like from here, she doesn't have it, like I at least have a nail. Hers is way down here, and then it's broken like this way, so all of this skin is exposed. It's bad. So I was like, oh God, I was like, that looks like it hurts. And she's like, yeah, it hurts. And she can't, like, every time it grows out a little bit, she's got to cut it because it's broken so far down here. So I said, why don't you come over? Oh no, I said, I'll come over and I will, I'll give you a gel set. So, like 2 weeks ago, I went over to her house and did a gel overlay on her nails, and then I put tips, full coverage tips, on both of her thumbs because one thumb was really short, the other one was the one that was broken. So it was, she got like 17 days out of them before she was like, hey, these are like, you know, they're really grown out now. So I went and removed all the gel and removed the tips, and I think I just buffed, you know, I soaked it, piled the gel off, soaked the rest of it off, and then I just put a clear coat of regular nail polish on top until I can go put another set on her. So upset about that. I shouldn't be. You'd be like, oh well, crap happens. I mean, these are all like 20 inches, right? Yeah, I don't know what happened. And so I was working with her nails, and I kept getting acetone all over my nails, which my nails are gel, so it's not like acetone is gonna hurt them. But when I got home, I was like, why are like mine feel funny now? And I started filing my ring finger, which mine had a tip on it, just, you know, not for any length, just to protect my nail because the free edge had ripped a little bit and I was trying to keep them all the same length. So it was kind of messed up, and I started picking at it. And I was like, oh, it's kind of lifting. I said, you know what, I can probably take this tip off and file it, and then I'll just, you know, put another layer of gel on it and be done. And I started filing, and then I was like, okay, I think I can just get to the point where I scrape this off, and I scraped it off. And I was like, okay, it's coming. Then I was like, what is all that white stuff on it? And it pulled off like half of my nail, like one of the layers of my nail, like not my entire nail. And I was like, okay, so now this edge right here is like super bendy. It's got like 4 coats of gel on it now. I was like, all right, well, that happened. So if you wear gel nails, don't try to force them off. Okay, quick observation here is that this looks really good as a base. You can still see the frame a little bit, but there's nothing else on it right now, so I'm gonna let that slide. I kind of wish that I had done like this underneath the ruffles, and then another 10-inch roll to go with these, so there would be 3 curls on the inside and then 2 layers of ruffles on the inside, but then that would have still been using more than 2 rolls. 1 roll. But yeah, so this is where this is, and I don't know what to do about this, because it's not like I just saw my sign. Where's this from? It's from Michael's. I must have got this on deep discount, or it was in a grab bag. I guess I could go there and cover up this unpleasantness. Do bows over here. I still can't believe that it was 1 short. No, you knew something was going to go wrong. Alright, I just wanted to get this done so tomorrow, it's nighttime now. Wanted to get this done so tomorrow I can have a fresh go at it. And yeah, I like this. I mean, it gives it, it's a different texture. It is only 1 roll. I think if I had something that was a little bit thicker still, like if I use like a premium mesh that was all foil, I don't even think I have one of them. Looking over at my my bookcase of nothing but Deco mesh, but I don't think I have a like a premium roll. But yeah, I might order one and get it and send it out to an architect to have them cut it appropriately, since I apparently cannot do that. Yeah, so I'll be back tomorrow, and I think I'm gonna do, I think I might do some tubing in this. If I can find my purple tubing. I know where my green is. Okay, I have my sign right here that I, hold this out of here, that I attached some pipe cleaners to. Just says Cottontail Confectionery, Easter bunnies, jelly beans, candy eggs, Easter's on its way. Okay. From Michael's. I don't know why. I'm like, how did I get that? But I think when I was doing my year review, I saw that I went to Michael's at some point. Alright, so I have some ribbons. How wide is this? This is 2.5. This is 2. This one's 2.5. I have to go like because the 3 dots all right next to each other. I'm not sure I like that. But I'm gonna pair it with this, this, and this. So let's see what order I want to do these in. This one should probably go in the back. And then let's move this here. So we can put this here, this here, and this here. I'm not one of those people that's like, I want my wider ribbons towards the back. I'm just like, let's just make a damn bow. It's hard enough to make a bow without me worrying where my ribbons are going. Just gonna get all of these open. The first two, Craft Outlet, Joann's, Michaels. Oh, I thought this was open already. I bought so much green. I don't know why. Oh, I have like a pink too, but the pink in there is like a fuchsia. It's like this pink. I have the blue, but I don't have a blue. Okay, so let's do this. We're using all 30-inch lengths of ribbon to make funky bows. 3 of them. I'm gonna do 8-inch tails, just because I went on a binge viewing last night of people making bows. And I still haven't found the peg for my spool holder. Don't you think about it. Okay, so 8-inch tails. Put this off to the side. Don't you think about it. Oh, are they out of order already? No, alright, I'm good. So all my tails are 8 inches. And all my loops are gonna be 6. This is like super flimsy. I mean, it's wired, but barely. If I wasn't in such an incredible amount of pain right now, I would definitely move this table, get underneath it, and try to find that peg for my spool holder. This looks like a grosgrain, but it's wired. I mean, it is a grosgrain, but it's wired. So what are you guys up to today? Hopefully you've gotten more accomplished than I did, because I woke up, went back to bed, woke up again, went back to bed, and finally ate something, and I started feeling a little bit better, and took a shower, and got back in bed, but I did not fall back asleep, so, I mean, that's something, right? You know what, are all my wide ribbons going to end up on? No, they're not, okay. Or maybe they are. I don't care. Yeah, I've just been, today has been not a good day. always gonna bother me, and I don't know if it's like a muscular pain or if it's a stomach ache. So I don't eat, and then I'm like, my stomach really hurts more than it did before. Is my muscular pain worse, or is it because I didn't eat? So that's always fun for me to deal with, literally every day. I went to go make an appointment with my doctor because I felt so bad this morning, and it was like the first appointment I could get was on the 6th, and then I realized I have an appointment on the 5th. I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess we'll do that. I don't know why twisting 2 pipe cleaners together seems to work better for me. Wait, are all my things on the wrong side? But they're okay, I think. So I'm gonna make 2 more of those. And it will be thrilling for y'all. So you know what, since that will not be thrilling for everybody, I'm gonna come back when these are done, or I will probably just speed through this. Okay, so I had to call Michelle and she needed to talk to me, so I put in the bows, just on this side. I put in my sign, it's in there pretty good, and I cut some tails. I have 10 of these. Oh, is it 10 or 8? 2, 4, it's 8. 8 of these, 4 of the green. I love this green. Isn't that just like a nice, like somewhere between like emerald and olive, or olive and apple, or whatever they call it. And then 4 of these. And these are cut at 12 inches because I was worried about running out of one of them. This one. And I wanted to make sure I still had some on the roll, which I don't even know where the roll is now. Hopefully we find it. Yeah, those there, these are here. I didn't use that whole ruler. No, there it is right there. Okay. There's still some. So, this is my thing with, let me zoom in a little bit, kind of. Yeah. I don't feel like I need tails over here because these bows are over here and these bows have, you know, long tails on them. I did trim these down some, not really paying attention to what was trimmed what, and, you know, if I need to come in and, like, if this was hanging down further, I would trim it, but just got them dovetailed so they all look nice. And I'm just gonna focus my tails around here. I have an egg for here that has the green and the blue, kinda. I think this is the only one I have in this color. And yeah, every wreath I do is gonna have one of these eggs in it, or 7, because I have like 100 of them. So let's put these in here, starting with, is out here. I'm gonna take these, fold them in half. Clean them up. Get them in. I haven't decided on tubing yet. I'm thinking maybe not. I don't know, it's something about like using the natural mesh and then using it with tubing seems kind of weird to me, but who knows. That noise in the background, if you can hear it, that is business. He has decided that even though he has not eaten all day, now would be the perfect time to do it. I guess this is, once I've eaten dinner, he's like, all right, he's not going to feed me people food. Which I would gladly give you people food business as soon as you give me the $1,100 you owe me. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. See, I'm just going to go through and add all of these. It is so cold in this house. I don't know why. So yeah, I called Michelle to just like check in because I was making all those bows. We started talking about this YouTuber. I don't know which one of us found him first. We have a lot of the same things recommended to us. I think it's because our phone, I seriously think, like, I know people joke about this all the time. I really think my phone spies on me. And her phone too, because we'll be talking about something. She'll be like, oh yeah, I got this new toothpaste and it's this and it's that and it comes in this and this and that. And then I'll go on Instagram and I'll see an ad for the same toothpaste we were just talking about. Because not texting, this is us talking. So we get a lot of the same, this is gonna fall. A lot of the same YouTube recommendations. I don't know if it's because it's spying on us. I don't know if it's because I'll send her a link from YouTube and they'll be like, oh, this is his friend. Let's make sure that we recommend the same stuff because they're interested in the same thing. Anyway, at some point, we found this YouTuber who will herein be referred to as Hot Canadian Dad. His YouTube name is Curiosity Incorporated. He's from Canada. He runs a antique store, I guess. We started watching him because a couple, I don't know, like last year, maybe the year before, it was like winter, but it wasn't like, it was like pre-pandemic, so maybe like 2018. He goes around and he buys all this junk for his store, and he's very knowledgeable, and you know, that's fun. But he buys an entire house. And he does this, it's called the Potter's House. You can look him up on YouTube. It's really interesting if you're into that kind of stuff. I'm more interested in hoarding. Like, I don't really care, but he buys this. She's a potter. She's in a nursing home. He finds out through the course of going through the house that she's like, you know, an Olympian, but in pottery. You know, like she's like very well known, very well respected. Did a lot with the indigenous people in Canada. So he goes through, he discovers all these things. He you know, he finds all this stuff in the house that's worth all this money because she's like an extremely important artist who, you know, her life got away from her and she's got to hoard her house. So because he buys the entire house and the hoard, he decides that he's gonna like fix it up and sell it because he owns the house now, but it's like 3 hours away from his house. But he buys like the most ridiculous things to furnish it with. Like, and he's like furnishing this house with like furniture, but he's selling it. And I'm like, are things different in Canada? Like, normally you would hire, or like if you're staging a house, you would hire a company to do that, and they'd be like, okay, we're bringing in a bed and a sofa, and you know. But he's like ordering, like he's special ordering bar stools, and it's all this stuff that he does. To me, Michelle, like this guy, I don't know what's going on, but he's very interesting to watch. And then he ends up finding all her pottery and like auctions it, and he makes like a load of money because everybody's like, oh yeah, we remember her, she was super famous back in the day, and she's like, you know, an Olympic person but with pottery. So he makes all the money, and we both eventually unsubscribed to him because he bought this house from the family, and then he gave them all the money that should have gone to, you know, like back into his business. So it seemed to me like I was like, why would you do that? And like, I get that he did it because he's a nice guy, but these people had to have known that their mom was this famous artist that had all this pottery in her house, and they didn't bother cleaning it, so why do they get the money? And I know he didn't give them all the money. I don't know what happened to the house, but I just kind of, I don't know that I ever unsubscribed. I just kind of like stopped watching. Well, Michelle tells me, this is like right around Christmas, she tells me, did you see Hot Canadian Dad? That's what we call him. She's like, he got another hoard. And I was like, oh Lord. She's like, yeah, it's really interesting. Go watch it. So, I start watching that. I'm just like, what is going on? He finds this house, and it is filled with like, he finds like a giant a giant silver bar, like the kind you would see in like a bank robbery movie where they open a vault and there's like a bunch of silver and gold bars or whatever. This house is filled with like hundreds of fur coats, and he's like trying to unravel this mystery of who this woman was, because like there's like instruments, and he keeps finding like this is a terrible dovetail, all these like things that she went to all these places. And we had to talk about that because he released a video today saying like who she was, but he didn't get into how, because they found like tax records and stuff, and she was worth like $4 million, but she's living in this house and she's a hoarder, and it seemed to have happened, you know, because it always happens when something traumatic happens to these people, where the mom died and she started hoarding. But I was like, do they ever explain? Because all I want to know is, how does she have 100 fur coats? You know, like, I mean, that's not something a normal person has. Like, you have to have money to buy fur. Like, and she had like a bunch of like really nice purses, and just there was money all over the house, and you know, she had been to all these places, and he posted a video about who she was, but never addressed like how you have 100 fur coats money. But yeah, I got talking to her, and you know how that is when you start talking about somebody. But yeah, his channel it's kind of crazy. It's kind of aggravating. I guess aggravating is not the right. Did I cut too many of one of these, or am I missing one of them somewhere? It's not aggravating. It's just like he's very like jumping all over the place, like going from room to room. And I want you to finish one room before you start on another one. And he always finds Christmas stuff, and he's like, oh, that's Christmas stuff, and then he never looks at it. And I'm like, look at the Christmas stuff, but I get that's not everybody's cup of tea. But yeah, if you're looking for a YouTube channel to get completely lost in for a while, it's Curiosity Incorporated. And I guess if you're wherever he is in Canada, you can also go watch. I mean, you can go to the store, I guess. Yeah, I'm like, oh my god, will you just stay in one room? He's like, okay, I'm leaving this room and I'm gonna go dig in the attic. And there's like, I told him, he posted a video from the garage. He's like, this is my first time going into the garage. And he opened it and there's like, all over the house there's pine cones. And he keeps saying like, oh, the squirrels, the squirrels. And I'm like, are squirrels this big of a problem in Canada that they completely overtake people's like attics and garages? Because he opens like oh, I'm losing one of my things. He opens the attic and there are just like pine cones everywhere. I want one right here. Yeah, like one right, I feel like I'm missing a piece of this because I have an extra piece of that. There's all these pine cones everywhere, and then he goes in the garage and there are like millions of pine cones in the garage. And he's like, I think these are from the squirrels and maybe somebody was collecting them. And I was like, who would ever need that many pine cones? But it's all these clothes that are like in really good condition. It's individual outfits that are like in those file boxes, you know, like the ones you would get from Home Depot to put like tax records and stuff in, like just the brown ones. They're all in there and they say stuff like purple coat, leopard print, and he opens it up and it's like the coat, the suit that goes with it, the shoes, the purse, and it's like this whole outfit. And I'm like, I want to know why. Oh, I did this wrong. Crapola. I want to know why she had this like system. And it's like, it's not like a normal amount of clothes. Like the entire basement is packed. Like floor to rafters or ceiling or whatever the bottom of a basement is called. With these boxes with all of these outfits in it. But I guess that's what you, when you're watching something, it's not like, you know, it's his YouTube channel. He doesn't have to go and like research everything like a TV show would. You know, like a TV show would be like, and this is why she had all this stuff, and this is why it was, you know, stored like this. Because it was stored, most of it was stored like you would store something that was important. But yeah, it's just like, I binge watched like all the episodes on, I think it was Christmas Eve. Because I was like, I was supposed to, all I was supposed to do was watch Christmas Vacation this year for Christmas. That's my thing I do every year. And I didn't do it because I was too busy watching this guy run around this pinecone house in Canada. Alright, so I guess I just misplaced one, or didn't cut one? No, that can't be right because it wouldn't have cut just 7 of them. But that's fine, I can cut another one, no big deal. Oh, I still have enough to make another bow with that. That's all I wanted. Okay. So, yeah, I talked to her for a while. Talked to her a little bit. We're looking for a house for my mom because she got approved for a loan because she's working with a realtor now who is selling the house she's in, and he's also trying to find her a new house to move into. So she got approved for a loan that is just not enough to buy a house that is livable. So we were talking about that some, and I was like, the property values around here are just like, they've just gone crazy the past couple years. So they started building all these big houses, like these, they're not even that big. I mean, they're not like, if I lived in one, I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, I live in a big house. Like they're normal size houses, you know, maybe like 1,200 square feet. You know, it's 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, not huge houses. But they are so immaculately done in the inside. You're like, yeah, well, that's why it's $350,000 for this 1,200 square foot house. So like where she lives is completely out of her price range because they built all these houses and none of the houses around her that are just like normal houses that don't have all this extra everything on the inside, they're all like, you know, super expensive now because the area has been built up so much. See, I don't think I need stuff over there. I don't know. Let me look at it for a minute. I don't know if I want the tubing or not. I kind of do, but I kind of don't. I don't think it'll take anything away, but I don't know that it'll mesh right. Haha, get it, mesh? So I'm gonna cut these out. But yeah, we call them Araby houses because they first started popping up in Araby, which is where my mom lives. I live in Chelmsford. We're right next to each other. And then they started like migrating down, and now there's some down here, there's some even further down, and these houses, there's one I found, because she was like, I'm looking for a house, and I was like, oh, I've been looking for a house since I was like 20. You know, I've been trying to buy a house since I was 20. Of course, I want like a 12,000 square foot house on 17 acres, so I can stop making YouTube videos and just garden all day long. Watch, y'all are gonna come back here one day and be like, I thought he made wreaths, and I'm like, nope, I'm a gardener now and I live in this enormous mansion. Here's how to make my apple brown Betty. Oh my god, that's my dream life. Oh, that's my dream life. I just don't make wreaths though. I'd be like, we're out decorating the vegetable garden today, guys. There's this house I found. It's one of the Araby houses. It's 300 and... No, they came down. It was like 315. I was like 305 or something. They came down to 299. This house, y'all, I am obsessed with it. I think it's 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, or like 3 bedrooms, 1.5 bath. They're not like super huge houses, but it's got, the outside of it has this navy blue. Like the whole house is, everything in the house is white because all these houses, they're white. Like they're like, all we do is watch Fixer Upper. Everything's white. But they have this navy blue like section, like the porch is like navy blue. Then in the inside, the whole kitchen's white, and then the island is that same navy blue color. And I was like, oh my god, Mom, you have to move into this house. And she was like, that is almost triple what I can afford. And I was like, well, I know, but wouldn't it be nice? And she's like, why don't you move into that house? And I was like, oh. That is 300 times what I can afford. So we are looking for a house. She's not going to find one for the amount she got approved for. Like, I know that's not going to happen. So we need to find a house that is slightly more than that. And then also we need to find a house that's close to that. And also find a bunch of extra money, which nobody seems to have. Oh, look at that. That's already trimmed. Look at me. Why is that trimmed already? I don't know. Yeah, so of course we went to go look for a house. We were driving around on Christmas Day because my sister was like, I want to go here and I want to go there. And I was like, oh god, why do you want to do all these stupid things? But she doesn't live down here anymore, so we drove around and we went and looked at one of the houses my mom was kind of looking at. And I guess my sister told my uncle, and my uncle called my mom and was like, are you moving? When are you moving? Do you need to borrow the truck? And my mom was like, no, I'm not moving. She's like, the house is under contract already and I can't afford it, and yeah. Oh, look at this. Right after I moved into this house, I moved here in like September of 2009 because it was right around the anniversary of Katrina, so it was September something or August something. My mom moved like a month later and she was living in a rental, and when she's like, oh, I want to move, and they were trying to move to Picayune, because Carl didn't want to live so close to everybody else, which can't speak ill of the dead, but he wanted to be sequestered. He didn't want to come back to Louisiana to begin with. So I found them a house on the next street over from me. Little, perfect. And then he said it didn't have a big enough yard, and I was like, what kind of yard do you need? And then he said it was too close. And I was like, oh, so it's too close to me. So they didn't buy that house, and then they they moved into the house she's in now, which had a double lot, which was way more than either one of them could take care of, especially once a couple years passed and he couldn't cut the grass himself. So I was like, we passed it the other day, and I was like, you wouldn't be in this situation if Carl had just bought this damn house that was perfect for y'all. But he didn't, and there's nothing we can do about that now, so. But I think it would be super nice to have my mom closer than she is now. Because instead of being like me calling her and being like, can you come over? I'm having a panic attack. I think I'm having a heart attack. I'm gonna die. And she'll be like, all right, I'm gonna be over there. Then me having to wait 10 minutes for her to get here. I could just be like, hey mom, I'm having a heart attack. I think I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna walk across the street. She'd be like, okay, I'll unlock the door. That's how I imagine it'll be. I think Carl didn't want to move into the house because he thought I would be over there all the time, which would not have been the case because he was frozen on the inside, so the house was always 97 degrees. And Mom was like, it's not that hot. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, your ice cream sandwiches are melting inside the freezer. That's how hot it is in this house. She's like, no, it's not. But he was always freezing. Okay, I like this wreath, y'all. I mean, I like most of the wreaths I make, but like sometimes I'm making one and I'm just like, this is so cute. Like, I kind of feel like by the end of Easter, I'm gonna be so over this ribbon because this is the only ribbon I bought. I have some pastels for another, I'm just pulling this thing out the bottom. Another wreath that I'm working on that has a different sign to go with it. So what do you think, like right there? Did we have trouble last time I tried to do this? Holy crap, that glue is like... Business! Business! Business, my beautiful angel baby! Business! Shut it! He's like, somebody's making noise outside and I need to go make sure that they know that this house is protected. So if anybody ever tries to come and get me, y'all better know. I will know about it because he will start barking at nothing, like an idiot. What you gonna do? You gonna have diarrhea? That seems to be all you can do around here lately is have diarrhea. He's like, oh my God, I can't believe you're talking about my diarrhea in a YouTube video. Alright, I have some other things to throw in here. Go lay down, baby, I'm almost done, and then we can go do whatever you want to do. This, and this. Wait, guys, I have lost something. Well, that's not it. this stuff like organized nicely, and then I couldn't find my, I found my stapler. I went to go staple this sign and there were no staples in it. And I went a little crazy because I was so aggravated. So everything that was where it was supposed to be, is no longer where it was. Does that make sense? Kinda, maybe? Yeah, so, are you in here good enough? Yes. These are gonna go over, I think I'm just gonna dot some of these carrots around. Probably just 6, I probably won't do 12. And I have some sprays that I got from Crap Outlet, obviously. But none of them actually really go with this. This is just blue, pink, and yellow. Purple, that's purple too. I guess this one goes the best. What do we think? I don't think it's this one. I think this is for like a grapevine. I'm going to use that for. And this one, I don't know. So, I guess by default, it's this one. This is such a long pick. It looks so impressive when they say like 32-inch pick, and then you get it, and it's 12 inches of that. So, how are we gonna divide this up? Into 3 sections, maybe? I want to just kind of tuck it in around here. So, I'm going to... That worked. And that worked. And this will work. These things were put together a little nicer, but what you gonna do? I was remembering that paper reminded me, Martha Stewart. I saw YouTube, not about Martha Stewart, but somebody was posting like, you know, it was 100 and, you know, I don't think it was 100. I think it was like 10 ways to make unique gift packaging for Christmas. And one of them was like, use this, use that. And a long time ago, this was like probably in the 90s. Martha, yeah, we like that, huh? Yeah, I mean, you can't really see it on camera, but it's there. Martha Stewart got in all this trouble with China. Which you're like, wait, how? She did I think it was on the cover of the magazine. It was like, creative ways to wrap gifts this season. Which, admittedly, is not a very inventive idea because it's been done to death long before Martha Stewart, definitely long before YouTube. Do we like that? Yeah. I mean, it's got the purple and the mesh. The pink kind of goes with this pink. There's no, oh, I'm gonna add the carrots in orange. Maybe that'll make it better. The blue doesn't really match, but whatever. Anyway, it was how to, is this, I think I turned this, I was meant to turn this up and I turned it down. How to like wrap gifts creatively. And on the cover, it was a gift wrapped in newspaper, but it was like wrapped in newspaper, and it was, you know, it had like a nice silk bow on it, but it was a foreign newspaper. So it was like, everything was in, you know, Mandarin, or it was something, but it was like, you know, it wasn't just like the cover of the town paper. It was like a foreign paper, but it was a Asian language. That makes me seem like I'm really dumb and I don't know what I'm talking about, but I don't know what the name of the Japanese language is. I guess it's in Japanese, but I think it was in Mandarin. And it was, she included it, and it was, you know, it was like this cute little thing of this present that was wrapped in the newspaper, and like, oh, it was interesting because it was from China, and it had the you know, the symbols, whatever, and they put it on the cover. Is this glue or... They put it on the cover, and then a bunch of people got really upset, and she was like, she didn't know why everybody was so upset, but the article that was on the present on the cover of her magazine was about like some war criminal or something that had killed like, you know, 600 people, which is not funny, but she said she got, you know, it was like a big deal, and she was like, we just thought it was pretty paper. And every time I see any kind of paper, anything, I'm like, this is a mess right here. Wait, hold on. Ah, that's beautiful scissors. We'll have to deal with that in a second. Like, we just thought it was pretty. And it was about genocide. And I was like, oh, that's definitely a very Martha Stewart thing, isn't it? She probably knew it was about genocide. She was like, it's pretty, use it anyway. Okay, so that paper came unraveled in my glue. So let me just pick this off of here because these are my favorite scissors. I just did my year in review video, which you guys have seen. I think I mentioned it already in this video. I was talking about these scissors and how they like changed my life. Okay, and I just stuck my finger in the glue. And my finger's still in the glue. Okay, that's really hot. That's hotter than I thought it would be. I miss the lights being higher than the camera because then when I hold things up here, you can't see it because there's no light. Oh well, we'll survive. Okay, so this is pretty much done. I just want to add my carrots to a couple little spaces. Oh, this is still hot too. Ow! Ow, 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 ow. I don't know where the dog went. Every time I'm in here, he's like, I'm gonna go sit in the bedroom because I don't want to listen to you talk to yourself. And then I'm in the office, he's like, I'm gonna go sit in the living room because I don't want to hear you, whatever you're doing in here. I don't want to hear you listening to yourself on the computer repeatedly all day because that's all I do when I'm in my office is edit videos. He's just not that into me. Oh, never mind, he's on the chair behind me. I couldn't see him because he blends in. And my eyes don't work lately? Me and my mom went to Wendy's the other day, and she was like, what do you want? And I was like, what do they have? And she's like, they have a whole menu there. And I was like, I can't read any of that. And she's like, what do you mean you can't read any of that? And I was like, I can't read drive-thru menus currently because I haven't gotten new glasses in like a year and a half. I can see fine up close, I just can't see far away anymore. Do you guys think I would like 30 Rock, the show? I think I've tried to watch it before, but isn't that, this is Tracy Morgan? He gets on my nerves. But I'm like, I like The Office, I like Parks and Rec. That was another one of those shows I was on at like the same time. Maybe I would like this. Or maybe I'll just watch Community again. I finished watching Community, like I watched the whole series again, and then I was like, what am I gonna watch now? You know what I did? I started watching Community again from the beginning. And I was like, this episode seems so familiar. And I was like, oh, because I literally just watched it like 2 weeks ago. Okay, we're at a good glue temperature now. This is cute, guys. I just like tucking these little carrots in. I wish, because this is like a confectionery sign, I wish I had like, I'm sure they sell them somewhere, like faux chocolate bunnies. One of those Instagram wreath makers probably has them. Bought them for 99 cents. Is reselling them for $16.99 each. Can you just go in here? That's what I would like. And that kind of covers that right there, because there's a tie right here. Maybe that one's kind of covered. I feel like this needs to be connected somewhere, but I can't staple into it. Actually, I think I can, because this is stapled there. If I can staple into it here and then attach it there, might make things a little more. This is probably a terrible idea. If I can attach it from like here to here, then I would make that sign a little bit more solid. Y'all are like, what is he doing? Oh my god! Ah! And I missed the pipe cleaner completely! Seriously? Oh. Something else just got lost behind the table forever. I hope I did not crush this egg. No, it's good. The egg is good. Alright, see, this is like... I'm thinking if I... No, that's not gonna work. If I pull it around here... Pull it right here to you know, I was missing the curl. I cut a 10-inch piece of just the natural colored mesh and stuck it right there. And then I shoved a bunch of bows on top of it. I like these bows. This is how we're doing bows from now on. It's easy. See, but now I feel like this needs to be... bring this out to that looks a little better. Just in terms of it being like level, like one corner was pulled down too far. The back of this wreath is a mess. There's just like giant pipe cleaners everywhere. Well, I guess you guys just saw that when I was stapling the sign, huh? I was like, I'll show you. Then I'm like, no, man, I just did that. Crazy person. I said something, I was like, that is crazy. Michelle said, ooh, I heard we're not supposed to say that anymore because, you know, it might be offensive to people with mental health issues. And I was like, are you serious? I was like, I'll say whatever I want about myself. oh, we're not supposed to say that anymore. And I was like, what if we are the thing, or what if we are the thing we're not supposed to say? You know, she's the crazy one. I called her yesterday and she was fighting with her children because they lost the remote to the TV, and she told them that she was going to find it, and if she found it before midnight, they were going to have to like do something. I don't know what it was. I didn't get into. I'm not that invested. But they said they had been looking for it for days, and she found it while we were on the phone. And she's like, I'll call you back. I gotta call. She was like, I gotta call Curtis. That's her husband. Gotta call Curtis because he said I wasn't gonna find it either. And I just found it. I was like, congratulations on your victory over a 12-year-old and an 8-year-old. You must be very proud of yourself right now. She's like, shut up, crazy. And I was like, you can't call me that. I was like, that is offensive to me and my people. Oh, you know, guys, doing this wreath today with y'all, it's made me feel better. I mean, I felt like I was dying this morning. And then this afternoon, again. But I feel better. Also because I have a real pretty wreath now. I just wish I had like some, I don't know. I guess these kind of look like jelly beans, maybe furry jelly beans. I think this is supposed to be like a multicolored pussy willow. I probably can't say that on YouTube. I like eggs. I mean, is this the kind of egg we're talking about? I swear I only have 2 more glittery ones to be in every wreath, but yeah. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I am going to go lay in bed on my heating pad because I have earned it. I'm also going to switch out of this ridiculous... I know y'all are like, why is he wearing a long sleeve shirt? Because every other shirt I own was dirty. So I'm waiting for them to dry so I can put a real shirt on. And I'll change out of this one because I'm covered in fluff. This needs something right here. I don't know. Alright guys, yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.